together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. Just me today. We have a wrong one there. There we go. We have a full card really to go over, as we have 13 games in the NBA. We have 9 games in the NHL, and we have Thursday Night Football as well. So plenty to go over. So we'll have some fun with today's show. But before we get into all of that, we'll recap yesterday real quick. I realized I never bet any of the college basketball yesterday. So I went 1-1, down 0.35 units. I had Dallas minus 135. They lose 5-3. I had UNLV minus 3. They win 24-13. So not a huge card for me yesterday, as I got busy with a few things and forgot to bet college basketball. So that was fun. But with that being said, we will head into the chat here, and then we will get into today's card. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Move that over. All right. There we go. Also recap of the contest. And it's looking more and more like the contest is going to have no winner, unless other people become members and put in a couple plays and win a couple. Because, still nobody's profitable, and you need to be profitable in order to win. That is part of the rules. You have to be profitable in order to win the prize, and nobody's close to that right now. So, that's kind of what we're looking at right now for the contest. For those interested in hopping in, you can do that and be able to, be able to take over the contest with just a couple wins, become a member, and you can do that. But with that being said, we will get into we'll get into the chat, and then we will get into today's games. There we go. Coyote in the chat saying the refs in the Wings game were a joke. I did not watch the Wings game at all, but I saw the Wings won, so I'm happy about that. Seeing the Flyers lose is good for me. Flyers losses are always okay by me. Knock, knock, knock. Minnesota Vikings let us in 75-1. This is still Minnesota to be a first round exit. Pretty simple there. Leafs scored 5 goals on 19 shots. Yeah, that was not pretty. Western Kentucky, there you go. That was a strong call there. Team total under 20.5, and James Madison minus the 7.5. Both those were winners there. So strong game there for you. I was on the opposite game, and I was on UNLV. So I'm now 2-0 to start my bowls. And I see you're 3-0. And we're against each other on today's game. So one of us is no longer going to be undefeated after today. Admirals lost. Checkers game under lost. The Monsters over. Yeah. Game over 5.5. The draw. Texas Stars money line. Roadrunners. There you go. Flyers lost, but the over 6 came through. Yeah, that game soared over. That was an easy over for you there. Panthers puck line Stars money line, Killorn under. Yeah, that was an interesting play there. The Killorn under shots on goal. I rarely see people play unders when it comes to player props, so that's always cool to see those. 8-6, good day overall. Well, yeah. Capo Caco is now a member of the Seattle Kraken. Are the Rangers selling? Like, is that going to be a thing for the Rangers this year? Is them selling? Quack 3-2 win in overtime. Should have been on the Ducks. Yeah, I was looking towards the Ducks as well. We got VGK at home protecting the Fortress versus the Road Warrior Canucks. Wow, what a game! And I don't know how to approach that one yet. Big day. Georgia Southern -4.5. I am on the Bearcats of Sam Houston State tonight for the New Orleans Bowl. So we are differing on there. So one of us is going to lose our first bowl game tonight. Football. Yep. Bowl season 3-0 start. Yeah, I'm 2-0 to start the bowl season. It's been fun. Damn, I'm down 7.84. Yep. What the heck? I suck. Yeah. What's good? Stop. Geo. What's good? Marcos or Markel? My bad. And there's Marcos. What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button, people. Show some appreciation, subscribe, and share. No Tim A. Shaking my head. Stuck with Nick today, but we got NBA, so I'm a little happy. Hey, I was looking at when I was setting up my record for the contest. The only thing in the month of December that I've been profitable in is the National Basketball Association. I'm 27-16. Up 8.8 units in the NBA this month. So the NBA has been awesome for me this month. So I'm not going to complain. I'm going to pick and choose my spots. I'm not going to go crazy. But yeah, let's go find some value, cash the NBA. NBA has been good. I can't complain there. What's good, Markel? All right, yeah, there you go. Were you on the Ducks money line? If so, of course, I missed the show. I did not. Got some college basketball too. Road Warriors tonight. Money line. Screw the points. Won't be necessary. Shit, Marcos. I'm on the other side, but didn't get there yet. I'm interested in backing the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. We'll get into that after the NBA card. Let's see. What a take by Marcos. Yeah. Nick, no way you can be on those Bearcats tonight. Why not? Why not? Yes, there's a lot of players in the transfer portal for them, but this is very similar to James Madison last year. Most of them are playing, other than their backup quarterback and forgot what the other one was. It was their backup quarterback and like a linebacker. Yeah. Anyone with ESPN bet can get $10 can get a $10 bonus bet for linking your account from the ESPN app. Free money is good money. There you go. I might have to look into that. I can go for a free bet. What's up, Earle? What's good? I thought Tim was going to be here today. No, he was traveling. He was traveling back from Greenville right now, heading to work. Thursdays are hit or miss with Tim. We might be doing some night we might be doing some night shows coming up soon. So we'll figure that out. Morning, Nick and chat. What's good, Fernando Mendoza? Coaching, more importantly, yeah, they are all playing, and just an easy schedule. Plus, the offense is going to suck. And that's fair. And at the end of the day, it's just one bet. So I took a shot for one more. If we're looking at motivation for a bowl game, which is very rare to come by with the non-playoff games being like kind of difficult to really find motivation from them with some of those spots. How about it being your first bowl game in your program history? So we'll see. I bet Denver in the under in a teaser and Saturday Steelers and under in a teaser. I don't hate. I was looking at Pittsburgh in a teaser, getting Denver up to 8.5 and getting Pittsburgh up to 8. I was kind of looking at that there. Yeah. Under galore NFL game make under great again. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's all fun in these bowl games. Yeah, FCS team, now FBS. Yes, it's their second year in the FBS, so and it's their first bowl game. I believe that's pretty strong motivation to go out there and compete. Yeah. It looked like Bearcats at first, but 4.5. I wish it was like a 7.5. I think it opened up at a 6.5. So it is what it is. Let's get into the card though for today. We have the Orlando Magic. They're taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder, now we're starting to see sevens out there with a total of 212.5, 211s now we're starting to see. Line opened up at a 6. It's up to a 7. Line opened up at a 211.5. Got all the way down to 210. Got all the way up to 212.5. And now we're seeing 211. So we've had a move towards the under, and we've had a move towards the Thunder. Little Thunder under action here. Let's take a look at the cash flow here, see if it makes sense as I have the, up? I have college football up. I do not want college football up. There we go. 76% of tickets, 75% of the cash is coming in on those Oklahoma City Thunder, coming in off of that bad loss against the Milwaukee Bucks. That was ugly. And then 89% tickets and 86% of cash on the over. The line's moving towards the under. The under does seem appealing in this game. However, I'd be more interested in the under if Oklahoma City was not coming in off of a game where they couldn't make a 3-point shot to save their life. That was really frustrating to watch. I believe they made, 5 3-pointers the entire game as they put up a whopping 81 points in that one there. I do not want to fade the Thunder off for that big spot. I don't really want to take an under. As much as the under makes sense in this game for me, with the Thunder off of their worst shooting game of the year. So ultimately, this is a no play for me. It would be an under or nothing. That would be the only way I would approach this game. But after the Thunder just put up 81 points and shot 5 for like $1 million from 3-point range, I have no interest in fading and taking an under in that spot, because I think the threes can go down tonight with a Magic team that is kind of been struggling now without Wagner and without Banchero. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. They've lost 4 of their last 6. And this is a team that has struggled offensively. They haven't put up more than 115 points in 7 straight games. So maybe this is one of those games where it's 110 to 100, and we do get an under, and the Thunder do take a step up offensively. But I'm not going to force a play here in this one, but it would be under or nothing for me. Let's see, bro. I respect that. One of us is gonna cash, so it's like all good. There you go. Thunder smash, go. 10 plus rebounds, Magic plus 7, over 212.5. So completely opposite thoughts there between me and Robert. So kind of interesting there. Markel, a comment was for you. There you go. Orlando Magic. Yeah. Coyote, would you be expecting anything else from me? Yeah. It's always the Warriors. It's the Magic, and whoa, it's Magic. Yeah, got it. Warriors come out to play. I can see it. Pass. I'm probably going to take Golden State with you. What about the Magic team total under? Ooh, I actually really like that look. I like the under. I like the Thunder. Yeah, I can see a Magic team total under. That's actually not a bad look. It's 102.5. Feels a little low, but I mean, with this total, it makes sense. And this is the Magic team that's been struggling. Ooh, that might be something I move on after the show ends. I'm gonna write that down. Magic's team total under. I'm gonna write that down. That seems kind of interesting. But hey, we'll continue on. Money making Markel. Magic team total under. I like that, Drew. Yeah. Was good, Nicholas Handy. We'll move on. Second game of the day, the Detroit Pistons taking on the Utah Jazz. And this one here, the Pistons are 4.5-point favorites with a total of 227.5. Let's take a look at the line history real quick in this one here, where this line opened up at a 4.5. It's still a 4.5. Line opened up at a 227. It's now a 227.5. So we do have a move towards the over here as well. Just slightly, nothing crazy there. Let's take a look at the cash flow here, where we have 69% of tickets, 75% of cash on the Pistons. The line's not moving. So that's kind of concerning for anybody who does want some Pistons action in this game. It's just the markets are not respecting it whatsoever. And then 82% of tickets and 85% of cash on the over. The line's moving towards the over in this one here. We have a Detroit Pistons team that is 11-16 straight up, 13-13 and 1 ATS, 13-14 over under, 5-7 at home this year. On the flip side, the Utah Jazz 5-20, just absolutely terrible this year, 10-15 ATS, 13-12 over under, 3-10 on the road. I don't want the Jazz in the spot. I don't want the Pistons in the spot laying this type of points because that just doesn't interest me whatsoever. So ultimately, no play here again for me. That's one thing that's really allowed me to have success in the NBA this year is just not forcing action. And I feel like taking anything in this game would be forcing action a little bit here. So ultimately, another no play for me, but it would be probably a lean towards taking a shot with the over, and that's probably just about it. So no action here for me. OKC minus, yeah. Jazz +4, Cade +7 rebounds. Does Clarkson play? I don't know. I would have to look for that. Collins under Pra. Jazz +4.5. Pistons -4.5. Jazz gave up 144 and the Pistons won in overtime by 1 point. That's fair. That's a fair look. I just don't trust this Jazz team because this is a Utah Jazz team that is one of the worst in basketball. And it's not like they're one of those teams where, they're bad, but they have value on them as a dog. I don't even see that really because this has been a team that has been losing and not covering. So I don't know. It's just not a game I'm playing. Bucks D just shut down OKC down. They missed a lot. Yeah. If I'm playing, I'm laying. Pistons ain't that good to be laying -4. Agreed. That's another thing is I don't want the Pistons at this number. Jazz are so bad. I lean Detroit, but pass 1-800. Sorry, Detroit. Hey, it is what it is. We'll move on. You guys know I'll be involved in this game. Charlotte Hornets and the Washington Wizards. The Hornets are 4-point road favorites, 3.5 4-point road favorites, total of 221.5. No, it's not 221.5, is it? No, it's 226. 226. I'm reading the wrong thing. There we go. In this game, line opened up at a 4. It's still a 4. Line opened up at a 223.5. It's now a 226. We do have a move towards the over in this game, and we have a no move on the side for this one here. We do have 54% of tickets and 67% of cash on the Wizards. The line's not moving in this game, though. 77% of tickets, 79% of cash on the over. I've lost 2 in a row doing this. So this may be one of those last chance type of things, or I'll probably end up keep going back to it. But you guys know exactly where I want to go in Wizards games. I'm going to find their opponent. I'm going to take the team total over. And this is one that does make me a little bit nervous. Charlotte is not an over team by any stretch of the imagination. And now all of a sudden the Wizards are starting to play some unders. However, they're playing unders because they're not scoring. It's not like they're not giving up points. They're not scoring. So all of a sudden the Wizards are a little bit more of an under team because they're not scoring. And the Hornets do scare me for this. But with that being said, I'm going to keep going at it until I lose 3 in a row, which if I lose this one, then I'm going to start actually capping it and not just blindly betting it every game. But this will be Hornets team total over 115.5 minus 115 over on Fanatics. I'm going to continue to ride with the team total overs against the against the Wizards until I lose 3 in a row, because it's been so successful this year. I feel like I can afford losing 3 in a row on this. I'm on the I'm on the Hornets team total over 115.5. Hornets money line, Hornets -4. Pass 1-800 lean game over. Yeah, game lean over. Ball over 12.5 rebounds and assists. Corey Kespret under 10.5 points, under 226.5. There you go. All right, cool. I'll start that one instead. Cool. Let's continue on. We have just a ridiculous spread here. 14.5 for the Celtics. Total of 241.5 in this game. I can only imagine what the Celtics team total over is. It's got to be in the 130s, right? If it's that type of number. 128.5. Jesus, that's a high number. Let's get into it, though. We have the Boston Celtics there. This line opened up at a 14.5. Now we're seeing 14. Line opened up at a 245, and it has dropped. The 245 has gone down to a 241.5. So we do have a move towards the under in this game, which makes sense. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one here, as we have the 73% of tickets, 62% of the cash is on the over, yet this line's dropping. So we do have a line move towards the under, which makes sense with this, or with where we have a line move towards the under, especially with when the total opened up at 246.5. Like, that's really, really high. And I get it. Neither of these teams like to play defense, but that's a pretty high number. And the ultimate question is, has it moved enough, the under in this game here? Because the under kind of does appeal to me here, even though Chicago doesn't really play defense. 241.5 is a high freaking number, and they've played a little bit to the under on this specific number recently. And Boston is a team where I think they've been playing some unders as of late as well. So I don't know if this is such a surefire over just because the Bulls are playing. And the Bulls have been a higher scoring team. They've been one of the higher scoring teams in the league. Ultimately, no play for me here in this one, but I guess I'd lean under the total here at 241.5. 59% tickets, 57% of cash on the Bulls. The line's moved a half point towards the Bulls. I think the Bulls are live to cover this number at 14.5, but not anything I'm particularly interested in. The Celtics have been really good at winning, not as much as covering spreads. They're 21-5 this year, 10-16 ATS. So this is a team that definitely has no problem winning and not covering. So there's that as well. But no play here for me. I think there's better spots on the card than trying to lay 14 points with the Celtics here in this one. Let's see. Nat revenge game against the T-Wolves tonight. Fair? Cat. Yeah, Cat. Kings are -165 on the road versus the Flyers after they just lost to the Penguins. Yeah, makes me kind of interested in the Kings. Pass, lean, Boston, too high, lean, under 2. That's fair. Preds are -162. Yeah, I think that game I have no interest in any side in that one at all. Bulls, Boston, Tatum, 10+ rebounds. That guy under 13.5 points. I'm not even going to attempt to pass it to do that one there. Boston first quarter, first half. AO 5+ assists. Peyton plus 15+. You were late today. Yeah, Well, I actually set the show for 11. I had a few things to do this morning. So I couldn't get on at 10:30. So the 11 there. But yeah. Hey, I wasn't tardy. I set the show for 11. So yeah. Yeah, I had a few things to do this morning, and I wasn't ready to start the show at 10:30. I knew I wasn't going to be. That's why I set it for 11. But we'll move on. The Raptors are favorites. They're 4-point favorites in this game with a total of 219. Another just bum-ass matchup. Line opened up at 3.5. It's a 4. So not only are the Raptors favorites, people are betting the Raptors as a favorite. That's interesting. Line opened up at a 218. It's now a 219.5. So move towards the over here as well. The Raptors are 7-20, 18-8 and 1 ATS though, 6-8 at home. However, the 18-8 and 1 ATS, I don't know if they've been favored more than 2 times this year, because they are one of the worst teams in basketball. The Raptors, 7-20, not particularly great. 70% of tickets, 75% of the cash is on the Raptors. So not only the Raptors favorites, they're kind of public as a favorite, which that's kind of interesting to see. Is the public want this team at a -3.5, -4 price tag, especially when we've seen this Brooklyn Nets team 10-16, but 15-10-1. They've been covering decent as well. I'm trying to see the Nets have lost 3 in a row, 6 of the last 7, so they've kind of fallen off a little bit, including back-to-back blowout losses, 130-101 against Cleveland, 135-119 against Memphis. This is definitely a winnable game for these Brooklyn Nets. Same, you can say the same for the Toronto Raptors. But at this number, it's got to be Nets or nothing, right? 88% tickets, 90% cash on the over as well. At least the lines move towards the over. If I'm moving on the Raptors at all, it would be a Raptors team total over before it'd be laying 4 points with them. I feel like the Nets are worth a look in this game. And yes, the lines bounce back and forth between 3.5 and 4. Can I get a 4? Yeah, there's 4s out there and there's 3.5s out there. I'm going to take Brooklyn at +4. Nets +4 here in this game. It's just pretty plain and simple. I don't believe that the Raptors should be laying -4, really, against anybody right now. For me, I'll sign me up for some Nets action here. +4, -110 on Bet365. In this one, I think this is a decent get right spot for the Brooklyn Nets, and I get it; it's on the road for them, but +4 to fade the Raptors. Yeah, I'll take a shot with that. Let's see. You don't know AO from Chicago. I mean, yeah, makes sense. Over. Raps lean but pass 1-800. Nets +4. Yeah. Nets or nothing. Absolutely. You from Chicago, Coyote? Yes, I believe he is. Simmons over 22.5 rebounds and assists. Nets +4. RJ Barrett Pro. Raps ain't good enough to be laying -4. They aren't. I do agree with that statement there. That's just tough to trust them as that big of favorites. Pretty plain and simple there. Nets lost their best scorer, Dennis the Menace. They'll go down as far as offense, and that's fair. They absolutely can. But asking them to win, asking to win by margin, that's just not something I want to ask them to do. So that's fair. Money making Markel. What about the under 219.5? I lean over the total in this game, but not a strong conviction whatsoever. Yes, Marcos. There you go. Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies, 2.5-point favorites are the Memphis Grizzlies. Total 236.5 in this game here. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here, where we have Golden State. The Memphis Grizzlies opened up as 4-point favorites. It's now down to a 2.5. So we do have a move towards Golden State here. So some market respect here for the Golden State Warriors in this game. So kind of interesting there. Line opened up at a 236. It's now 236.5. So a move towards the over here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow, see if we have a spot here potentially on the Warriors here, where we have 55% tickets, 60% of the cash on the Warriors. So, okay, so a little bit of sharp money on them. 82% of tickets, 59% of cash is on the over here as well. We do have a slight move towards that over in this one. Interesting spot here. Golden State, their last game was, I believe, that loss against Dallas. Yeah, we backed Dallas in that game there. So they're coming in off of a loss. And we have a Memphis Grizzlies team. They're coming in off of a loss against the Lakers in their last game. So both teams coming in, losing their previous game. So how much do you want to how much do you want to take into stock in that? That's a good question. For me, ultimately, I think it's probably no play. If I can get, I mean, it opened up at a 4, it's down to a 2.5. If I can get a 3 with Golden State, I'm interested. Let's see if I can get a 3. It's all 2.5s now. I don't know. At this point, yeah, it's Golden State or nothing, but not a game I want to force action in. But it would be dog or pass for me in this game. Dog or pass. Let's see. I was in Naperville last month for hockey tournament. Nice. Since you sometimes give me crap, I know where you're a quick 4-hour drive from me. I've done a lot, so I can come find you and fight you. Wow. I'm just kidding. I know. I got you. Warriors money line. Messing with the there you go. Memphis loses. Yeah. Yeah, Naperville is nice, but technically isn't Chicago. Yeah, no 3s. Yeah. What about the under 236.5? Yeah, I could see it. Warriors money line. I was there in October. I went to the 360 tilt thing at the Museum Aquarium, the Navy Pier. Did some shopping downtown. All them. There you go. Let's keep. Yeah, there you go. But we'll move on to the next one. And yeah, this is an ugly matchup. And so ugly, I forgot to type in what do you call it? A spread for this game, where we have the Houston Rockets and the New Orleans Pelicans. The Rockets we're seeing 9s, 8.5s now for this game. Total 217.5. Let me type in the spread real quick there. All right. Line opened up in a 9.5, down to an 8.5. So once again, the market's showing some respect towards the New Orleans Pelicans. Line opened up at a 220. It's down to a 217.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. See, normally the Pelicans, for whatever reason, have sharp money on them. And yeah, the public is on the Rockets. 73% of tickets, 81% of the cash is on the Rockets in this game. The line's gone from a 9 to an 8.5, a 9.5 to an 8.5. So we do have some market respect for the New Orleans Pelicans, who have lost 4 in a row, 9 of the last 10, and covered in half of them, though. So this is definitely a price range where I don't mind the Pelicans in this game. They are 5-22 straight up, 10-17 ATS. 12-14 over under, 1-13 on the road. On the flip side, the Houston Rockets are 17-9. They're 16-10 ATS, 12-14 over under, 10-3 at home. It would be Pelicans taking the points or nothing for me if I'm getting involved in this game. I want to see is there's still 9s available in this game because I'm seeing some 8.5, 9.5 over on ESPN Bet. Yeah, sign me up for that one there. I'm going to take some Pelicans at the 9.5 number over on ESPN Bet. That's exactly kind of the number I was looking for there. Because even at a higher number, I know the public's all over the Rockets in this game. So I haven't bet this Pelicans team much this year, but I think this is a good spot for them potentially. They've been covering as decent dogs. They obviously haven't been winning games, but they've been covering. So I'll take a shot here. Pelicans plus 9.5 at -115 over on ESPN Bet. Golden State all day. Yeah. Nice. Hopefully you went there during the day. There you go. Houston lean but pass. I did go during the daytime. There you go. Pels or nothing. Pels +9. Smart man. There you go. Give me Pelly's money line first half. No way. I'm laying 9 with the Rockets. Pelicans +9.5 on ESPN Bet. Trey Murphy 15 plus points. What about the under 217.5? Maybe. Everybody in the mama betting the Rockets. I had to change from Rockets 30 plus to Pels money line. Jesus, that's quite the switch there, from a blowout to they lose outright. Okay. Chi-Town has the best pizza and dogs. No. No. It's New York. New York has the best pizza, not Chicago. New York does. Chicago pizza ain't pizza. That's borderline like cake. Like how thick that thing is. No, that's not pizza. That is not pizza. But yeah. Lake Michigan was frozen. The wind hurts here. There you go. We'll continue on. San Antonio Spurs are 1.5-point favorites against the Atlanta Hawks. The total 234.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history here between Atlanta and San Antonio. Line opened up at a 1.5 for Atlanta as favorites. Now the dog is flipped to a favorite, and the Spurs are 1.5-point favorites. Line opened up 233.5. It's now 234.5. So a 1.5 line move towards the over here as well. Public loving the Hawks here, yet they've gone from dog to favorite. 74% of the tickets and 71% of the cash is on them. 77% of tickets, 76% of cash on the over here as well. I am going to be on the San Antonio Spurs in this game. That is a play for me. Everything correlates to go ahead and take a shot on San Antonio, and it correlates enough where I want to double up on them. And I think that would be team total over route. I'm getting -120 over on ESPN Bet for the San Antonio Spurs, and for the team total over on Fanatics 117.5 -115. I'm gonna double up on the Spurs in this game. In this spot, everything seems to correlate for me. Public on the Hawks. The line has gone from dog to favorite for the Spurs. And I mean, the Spurs are at home. The line's moved towards the over. It's not an overly public over. So Spurs money line -120. Spurs team total over 117.5 -115. I think the Spurs, looking at it right as so far throughout this card so far, they're the best bet on the NBA card so far today. San Antonio Spurs for me, money line and team total over. Chicago pizza, not good in my opinion. There you go. I have to visit and take a pick at the Home Alone house. I think the city was called Wittenka. Yeah, I've been to New York, and I agree. New York pizza is better. Damn right it is. San Antonio Spurs money line lean, and but pass maybe over. Over in the money line there. I hate deep dish. There you go. Chicago dogs are, though, very good but expensive. Spurs money line. Speaking of Atlanta, Kirk Cousins got benched. Yeah, Michael Penix is the what do you call it now? Michael Penix is the starting head coach there for that. What about the under 234.5? I lean over. It'd be over nothing for me. Jalen Johnson over 9.5 rebounds. There you go. Young under Pra. Spurs money line. Any coach for Bet365? I'm putting it in the chat right now, Coyote. Signupexpert.com/Earle Sports Bets. It'll give you all of the books to sign up for there that are available in your area, and we do get kickbacks for that, for when people do sign up and use our code and use our link for it. So yes, I do have a link for that, and I put it in the chat there for you. I'm going to sign up. There you go. You had Jalen Johnson under 1.5 threes. I've been to New York, good pizza, but cold as well. I've seen many people and too much traffic, but lots to see. I stayed in the 718 Brooklyn, flew in LaGuardia. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I lived on Long Island until 2015, and um, I can count probably on two hands how many times I went into the city. Um, so I mean, that was I didn't really go into the city there. Um, oh, there's no Bet365 codes. Let me take a look on my sports book here. See if I can get you one there. But hot dogs here are the best. I'm riding San Antonio Spurs. F it. Love to hear it. Yeah, that's if anybody is looking for a book. There. It'll tell you all the available options in your area. Yeah, Sir Coyote. No Bet365 codes. I want to see if promotions would that be, can I invite friends? No. I don't think inviting friends is a thing on what do you call it? Yeah, I don't think I can on Bet365. Okay. Been to Long Island and the city. Long Island is nice. I love Long Island. Always have, always will. But the city is another mess, like every city. They don't have any. That's great. Yeah. I still put a K in there. Yeah, they have promotions for when you sign up, but they don't have referral codes, which is annoying. But anyways, we'll continue on. We still have 5 more games in the NBA before we get to the NFL and the NHL card. We have the Los Angeles Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks 4.5-point favorites are the Mavericks total of 233.5. This line opened up at a 6.5, and now it's all the way down to a 4 in this one here. Line opened up 227.5. It's dropped all the way down to a 223.5. That tells me there's an injury somewhere. 76% of tickets, 72% of cash on the Mavericks, and the line's moving down. 85% of tickets, 69% of cash is on the over, and the line's moving down. This has got to be injury related. Kyrie Irving's questionable for this game. Luka Doncic is out. So I guess that kind of does it there. So yeah, I understand the line move now, and ultimately that'll be a game I don't get involved with. Honestly, I kind of want to see Kyrie get ruled out, watch the Mavericks go down to closer towards a pick 'em and grab the money line. That would be kind of the way I would approach this game is wait for Dallas's guys to be all ruled out and then go ahead and take a shot with the Mavericks at a better price. There's no point in betting the Mavericks now. If you like the Clippers, I'd bet them now rather than later. But at this point, I would only look towards taking the Mavericks after injuries are announced and stuff like that. I went to Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, Harlem, but I didn't go to Long Island. I did drive past an area where I could see his Statue of Liberty. There you go. Lean Dallas, Clippers +4. No Luka or Uncle Drew. I'm passing, but lean LAC now. Uncle Drew probably plays. If Kyrie's out, I will back the Mavericks. I will back the Mavericks if Kyrie's out. Irving under rebounds and assists. There. We'll move on. Indiana Pacers and Phoenix Suns. The Suns 6.5-point favorites in this game. Line opened up at 6.5. It's bounced back and forth between 6.5 and 6. Line opened up at a 235. It's now down to a 234.5. So we'll move towards the under and going back and forth between 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5. 57% of tickets, 54% of cash on the Pacers. The line's gone bouncing back and forth. 75% of tickets, 78% of cash. On the over in this game, the line's dropped in this one here. Ultimately, this is not a game that truly appealed to me. Phoenix 14-11, 9-16 ATS though, so not a team I'm going to trust to cover numbers. particularly. They are 9-4 at home, 15-10 over under. On the flip side, Indiana 12-15, 10-16-1, 16-10 and 1 over under. So they've been a nice little over team. Both these teams have been, and they're 4-11 on the road. Maybe it's a small lean towards an over in this game if I was really needing action in this one. I would take the Suns team total over rather than laying the points with them. If you do think the Suns are the play in this game, I would lean more team total. But ultimately, not one I felt the need to get involved with. I'm not forcing action in the NBA, and that's been working for me. So I think this game would be another game of forcing action. So no play here for me though. Zubac over Pra. Najee Marshall under 12.5 points. Pacers +6. Neither of these teams really cover. Neither have been pretty good, and neither have been covering there. Pass. Can't trust either on the side. They've been killing me on parlays. Yeah, I mean, parlays are not good idea anyway. But yeah, we'll move on. 3 games remaining on the NBA card before we get into Thursday Night Football and NBA or NHL. Minnesota Timberwolves and the New York Knicks. The T-Wolves 2.5-point favorites, total 214.5. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here. Line opened up at a 1.5. It's now 2.5 for Minnesota. Line opened up at a 213.5. Now we're seeing 214.5 in this game as well. 89% of tickets, 88% of cash on the over. So the line move towards the over makes sense. We have 56% of tickets and 59% of cash is on the spread here for the Timberwolves. And the line's moving towards the T-Wolves. So that does make sense as well. And it makes the Timberwolves a little bit interesting in this game from a side perspective. Let's take a look at let's take a look at the matchup here. The T-Wolves are 14-11 this year. They are 11-14 in ATS, 12-13 over under, 8-4 at home though. The Knicks are 16-10. They're 12-13 in 1 ATS, 14-12 over under, 8-6 on the road. They're coming in off of a nice win against the Orlando Magic. They won 100-91. They covered as 4.5-point favorites. They have alternating wins back and forth. Lost win the last 4 games. They are 7-3 ATS, 7-3 in their last 10. The Timberwolves have been playing better as of late. They've won 2 in a row. They've won 6 of their last 7. And they've played. Feels like they've played the same 3 teams: Clippers twice, Lakers twice, Golden State twice, and then they played the Spurs in their last game. I'm kind of interested in the Timberwolves in this game, laying the number in this one here. Unfortunately, it's gotten too far away for a money line play, I believe. But from a spread perspective, laying 2.5, I don't hate. I'm seeing basically nothing but 2.5s. -135 on ESPN bet. I'm going to just do the -135 on ESPN bet. I'm going to take Minnesota in this game just to win in this spot, -135. They've been playing better as of late. The line's moving towards them. The market kind of likes them. And this is a New York Knicks team I think could be overpriced at times. So I'll take a shot here. Mini haha. -135 on the money line. Take a shot with the Timberwolves here in this game. Let's see. Knicks money line. Cat revenge game against the Timberwolves. New York Knicks money line in the over. Cap 13 plus rebounds. Timberwolves -132. I like it. Cat gets cheers and payback. Fair. Randall under Pra. What about the under in this game in general? Yeah, I could see it. Wolves are getting hot. That playoff defense is back. -132 on Bet Rivers. On Rivers. Unfortunately, I don't have Rivers available to me. That's not available in North Carolina, unfortunately. Ant-Man points, reasons, assist over. Fair. 2 games remaining. The Denver Nuggets taking on the Portland Trailblazers. What a shit show game was. Not a shit show game, but laying 8.5 points on the road, that's kind of difficult to do. This line opened up at an 8. It's now an 8.5. Line opened up at a 230. It's now all the way up to a 235.5. So we have a big move towards the over. And we have a small move towards the Nuggets. 82% of tickets, 77% of the cash is on the Nuggets. 79% of tickets, 78% of cash is on the over. Let's take a look at the matchup in this game. Denver's been kind of tricky this year. They're 14-10. 10-13-1 ATS, 15-8-1 over under. They've won 7 games in a row against the Portland Trailblazers. I don't think winning the game is going to be a problem for the Denver Nuggets in this game. Covering is the question for me, and I don't trust them to cover as favorites right now. I don't. They have won 3 in a row. The Denver Nuggets. They're starting to play a little bit better. On the flip side, the Portland Trailblazers have lost 6 games in a row. They've covered the last 2 though against Phoenix and San Antonio. I don't trust the Denver Nuggets to cover on the road here, this big of a number, but I also don't trust the Portland Trailblazers at the moment either. So this one will end up being a pretty easy pass for me. I could see the argument for either side. It's just the Nuggets, I think, are too expensive to back in this game. Not anything I'm going to get involved with here in this one. Pretty simple spot for me to just pass. Let's see. Wolves minus 2.5. 214 is low, but I can see an under, but still thinking over. Portland plus on the money line. I'm shocked. Marcos likes to bet against the Nuggets. I am stunned that you bet against them. Says nobody ever. It's always the Warriors, the Bucks, and whoever's playing the Nuggets. Those are 3 teams, 3 plays I can guarantee every single slate for Marcos. So it's the Warriors, the Bucks, and whoever plays the Nuggets. Maybe over in Portland. Yeah. Blazers plus 8, Nuggets minus 8.5. I don't trust Denver to cover either. What about the under 235.5? It's tough to trust an under right now with the Denver Nuggets, I think. And Portland, I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah. And the Chiefs, you forgot about them. Well, we're talking about football, basketball right now. We're not talking about football. But yeah, it's always the Chiefs as well, who will find a way to continue to have their magical horseshoe so far up there, that they keep winning these games by some miracle. So final game on the NBA card, though, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Sacramento Kings. We have the Kings as 4.5-point favorites in this game with a total of 228. Line open up at a 4. It's now a 4.5, so we do have a half-point line open towards Sacramento. Line open up 231.5. We're seeing 228 now with 82% of tickets, 84% of tickets, 82% of cash on the over. The line's moving towards the under on this one here. And then we have, it's moved 3 points though, so 3.5 points. So the question is, has it moved too far? 47% of tickets, 51% of cash is on the the Sacramento Kings in this game. So sharp money coming in a little bit on the Kings. Nothing crazy though. I don't want to lay the number on the Kings. That's one thing for sure. But do I trust the Lakers right now to cover spreads? That's another good question. I really don't. As for the total, the under makes sense, but I feel like we missed our line here. With it going down from 231.5 to 228, I feel like you're betting the worst of the line. So ultimately, is this a game I'm getting involved with? No, the Lakers can't win on the road, or they struggle on the road. They've lost 4 straight road games. I have covered in none of them. Actually, my bad. They covered as 4-point dogs against Atlanta. Other than that, they've just been struggling. The Lakers. I don't trust the Sacramento Kings as favorites either. So I'm going to end the NBA card with a pass. So yeah, there you go. Just signed up to Bet365. Put money in there. Now it's saying I need to be in Indiana to place a bet. Wow, that's annoying. And yes, Nick, we are talking basketball. You're right, but I did get KC -1. That's a gift from Vegas. I will be on now. I will be on the Kansas City Chiefs if they rule out Patrick Mahomes. For sure, I'll be on them there. King smash, overtime Lakers. I could see that. Fox under 2.5 threes. Sack side, pass fakers, only good at home. Fair. Pass. Why would you not tell me? But yeah, like that's annoying, especially if you just put in that much money. Yeah, that's annoying. Lakers just won against the Grizzlies. Fade spot. Fair. Let's move on. NFL time here. Thursday night football. The Denver Broncos taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Little Broncos country. Let's ride. The Chargers, though, 2.5-point favorites. Total 41.5 in this game. We have the Chargers. As I'm transitioning all my stuff over from NFL or from NBA to NFL. Chargers are 8-6 this year. They're 9-5 ATS. They're 5-9 over under. They're 4-3 at home. The Denver Broncos are 9-5 straight up, 11-3 ATS, 9-5 over under, 4-3 on the road. We're seeing anywhere between 2.5 and 3s for them here. And they're a little bit of they're getting some love. The Broncos, 68% of the tickets, 66% of the cash is on the Broncos. And the lines, I don't have the line history yet. The look-ahead line for this game was Chargers -3. The opening line for this game was Chargers -3. And now we're starting to see some 2.5s. The 2.5s are juiced towards the Chargers. Look-ahead line 42, opening line 42. Now we're seeing 41.5 in this game here. 85% of tickets, 80% of the cash on the over in this game, but yet the line moving towards said under on this one here. So kind of interesting line movement there. And we have a Chargers team that I think this could be a game where they run the ball. Now, they're coming in off of a game where they gave up 40 points. So I think defense is going to be an emphasis in this game for the LA Chargers after they just got embarrassed in their last game, giving up the 40 points to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're now off of 2 straight losses in 3 of the last 4. Granted, they're 3 of their last 4 losses are 3 teams that kind of do worry. Kind of do have some intrigue for me to being a playoff team or being a deep run playoff team with Tampa Bay, KC, and Baltimore. On the flip side, we have Denver coming in on 4 straight wins. They've covered in 5 in a row. The last time they lost and didn't cover was against Baltimore. I feel like the Broncos look a little too easy for this game. And I'm going to probably end up staying off the side on this one here. Yes, it would be dog or pass. I don't like that the Broncos are getting this much love, though. That does concern me a little bit. However, I kind of understand it. They've been playing good football as of late. Definitely better than what we've seen out of the Chargers. But with that being said, is this a game that I feel the need to get involved with? No. Pretty simply no in this one here. For a side perspective, total, I'm interested in under or pass would be the way I would look at this game. I would only be betting the under. And I'm kind of interested in it. I might pull the trigger on it after the show. But at the moment, pass in this game for me. With a lean towards the under at 41.5. Let's see. Can I still get 40? I want to see if there's a 42 out there. And if there's a 42, I might move on that. I'm seeing 41.5 as the prevailing number, some 41s. So under or nothing for me in this game with a small lean towards the Broncos. Gus Edwards, anytime touchdown. Broncos spot. Big money on Denver. I was LA money line to that game and plus wrong team favored on Sunday. Anthony Davis went crazy for different game. Los Angeles Clippers under OT, nothing matter. Fact under 36.5. Wow, an all under. I could see the Chargers winning and the Broncos covering at 2.5. That is threading the freaking needle if I've ever seen it. Marvin Mims, 35+ receiving yards. Gus Edwards, 33.5 rushing yards. LAC got smashed on Sunday. Let me down. Their playoff lives are slipping. Yeah. That makes me a little bit more interested in the Chargers, but I want to move on that under. I think I'm going to end up moving on that under. I'm really contemplating it. Lad McConkey, 7+ receptions. There you go. Gus Edwards, over 33.5 rush yards. Oh, you meant, okay. Yep, I got you. Broncos country, ride not tonight. Loud McConkey, 77 plus receiving yards. Good show. Good luck, everyone. I'm out. All right. Herbert, 240 plus passing yards at plus 106. Herbert over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Haven't even looked at the standings in the NFL. Feels like most of the playoff spots are already determined, really. McConkey, touchdown at plus 150 there as well. Fair. We will continue on here where we have the NHL now. We'll move into the NHL. My Stanley Cup pick, the New Jersey Devils taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets in this game. The Devils minus 215 favorites, total of 6.5 in this game. And I do have the Devils projected as 215 favorites in this game. That's what my projections came out to. And as for the total, I have this game projected for 6.4 goals. So I do have this game projected pretty spot on from a side and a total perspective. As for this game, though, we have the Devils coming in. They're 21-10-3 on the year. They now lead the Metro Division. 17, or that's their ATS record. 12-20-2 to the over/under this year. 12-4 on the road. This has been a hell of a road warrior team. This New Jersey Devils team. On the flip side, Columbus 12-15-5. They are 21-10-1 to the over. So we have a heavy under team in New Jersey. We have a heavy over team in the Columbus Blue Jackets. That kind of gets rid of the really, oh, this team does that, whatever. Like one team is better on one team is an over team, one team is an under team. That kind of cancels that out, really. So not a spot I'm going to get involved with there. So it's a pass on this game. Devils are nothing. And I think if you like the Devils, you like the under. If you like the Blue Jackets, you like the over type of thing. So there you go. See. McConkey, touchdown, plus 150. Why won't all you gamblers take free money and become a member and make one good bet? Yeah. If no one wins, that money should make the pot bigger next month. We'll see. Devils smash. Devils team total over 3.5. What about the under 6.5? At 6.5, yeah, I do lean under a little bit. And I like the Devils, so I do lean under in that game. Over 6.5. Devils money line parlay. Marchenko anytime goal. Fair. We'll move on. The St. Louis Blues and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Blues are starting to lose a little bit of that shine that they had when Montgomery first became the head coach. The Lightning are minus 220 favorites, total of 6 in this game. And yeah, another game where I think the line's spot on. I have this game projected Tampa minus 210 range and the total 6.04 goals. I rode the Blues for a decent amount after Montgomery. That honeymoon phase is over now. And it's not a spot and not a team that I'm going to be blindly betting anymore. Like I was in the beginning under the new head coach. So that's something that yeah, I'm no longer like, oh yeah, it's the new head coaching bump. That's over now. I truly believe that's no longer a thing. And I have no interest in this game whatsoever. If you feel a need to force action here, grab the Lightning and the Devils and tie them together. Like that's the only thing I really want to approach with this. But I don't do parlays, so I won't advocate for them. But yeah, no, not a game I feel the need to get involved with. 2 big favorites to start the card. No play here for me. Bolts team total over. Bolts puck line. Yeah, I could see it. Bolts smash. The under 6.5. I would lean towards the under. Yeah. Devils, Bolts, Vegas plus 245. That's not a bad look. Jake Neighbors over 1.5 shots on goal. Braden Point anytime goal. Gensel anytime goal, and Bolts -1.5 plus 120. We'll continue on. Another big favorite, just a lot of favorites that I don't have too much interest in. It's a decent card for the NHL, but it's just a lot of blah, really. And oh boy, to a point where the Flyers, I mean, the one thing that does concern me about the Flyers in this game is this is their third game in 4 nights, the Flyers? I know it was the second half of a back-to-back for them. No, they had a few days off between that Minnesota and the Detroit game. But now they played in Detroit. Now they travel on a second half of a back-to-back back home to play the Kings. The Kings, they are continuing their road trip. They will play in Nashville and Washington after this. I have this game priced closer towards a pick'em in this game. I see value on the Flyers at this number. The one thing that does concern me is they're on a second half of a back-to-back, and they've not been playing good as of late. This is a Flyers team that I would rather bet against than bet on. And at the 5.5 is correct. Like I want to have action on this NHL card. I really do, but they're not really giving me many decent options for betting wise here, where I'm seeing not much value here at all. So another spot where I just don't have an interest in this game at all. So this is kind of a tough spot here, where I lean Flyers, if anything, but I just don't know where my action is going to come from on this card. Actually, I know at least one play, but and the Kings are coming in off of that overtime loss against the Penguins in their last game. They're working their way through the road trip. They got a couple more games, so it's not like they're ready to look to head home yet. But yeah, tricky spot for me here, because I don't trust the Flyers, but there's value on the Flyers. So Cappit anytime goal, the under. No way didn't expect the Flyers. No, I don't trust the Flyers to put my money on them. No, I don't think. No, they're one of those teams where I don't want to bet them. No. Owen Tippett anytime goal, 3-1. But we'll move on. Pittsburgh Penguins and Nashville Predators. Preds are -155 favorites. That's hilarious. Total of 6 in this game. I actually do have the Preds as favorite around -120. Is what my number suggests it should be, is Preds -120 for this game. So I don't see value in Nashville at all. And I really don't see any value in, I see value in Pittsburgh. This is gross. Pittsburgh's been playing better as of late, though. That's one thing I will give them credit for. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10 games. They're back to NHL 500 now. So definitely they're looking better than what they were earlier. Nashville, they've won 2 of their last 3 games, so I guess that's a step in the right direction for them. But once again, this is not a team I want to lay any type of number on whatsoever with the Nashville Predators. However, these are 2 teams I'd rather bet against right now than bet on. And it's the same thing with the Kings and the Flyers in the last game. There are 2 teams I'd rather bet against than bet on right now. So another game that I'm not getting involved with. And maybe I might get involved in the next game with the Kraken, where I think I see a little bit of value with Chicago. So I don't know yet. But this is, as you guys know me, I want to be high volume. I want to bet more. Just nothing is correlating here for me in this game. And there are 2 teams I'd rather bet on than I bet against than bet on. Draw. I could see it. Michkov assist, pass, ugly game. What about Preds puck line? I will not bet the Preds as a favorite at all. No. I would bet the Pittsburgh Penguins at the money line before I'd bet the Preds today. Preds about to make a streak. Start doing NHL. No. I'm good. I have enough to worry about with college basketball as well. My college basketball action, I actually have a few games in college basketball today. I got a few games in the NBA. I don't feel the need to force stuff at all. So, Preds money line. So, we'll move on. Chicago Blackhawks and Seattle Kraken. Kraken, -130 favorites, total of 5.5 in this game. We have Seattle coming in off of the shutout loss. Okay, there we go. Here's my first action on the card. We have the Kraken coming in off of a shutout loss in their last game, 3-0 to the Ottawa Senators. So this falls into the system play. And we have the Chicago Blackhawks. They're coming in on back-to-back wins. All of a sudden, the Blackhawks playing some okay hockey. Back-to-back wins against the New York Islanders and the Washington Capitals. And I have this game priced at a pick. So plus 115 for the Blackhawks as well. I'm interested in them here. We have the Blackhawks who are 11-19-2. They're 11-18-3 over under. So they're definitely an under team. They're 6-8 at home this year, though. The Kraken, they're 15-16-2. They're 14-17-2 over under. They're 7-8 on the road. So they're a sub 500 team on the road. I want to double up on this game here. Here's where I can start getting involved with some hockey. Give me the Blackhawks at plus 115. I think that this game should be a pick'em. And I will take a shot with the over 5.5 here at minus 105. Is the team coming in off of a shutout loss angle. And you bet the overs when teams are coming off of shutout losses. And that's exactly what we're getting here in this game. So I'll go ahead and I will grab the Blackhawks plus the 115 and the over 5.5 at minus 105. College basketball is ugly, yeah. What's your record? What's your guys' record for that? I have to go back and look. I know it's negative. I know we're not in the positive right now. I have to go back and look. Hawks are nothing. Hawks game over 5.5 goals minus 108. Over 5.5 even money. Bedard anytime goal plus 220. There we go. Move on. Senators, Flames. The Sens minus 140 favorites, total 5.5 in this game. That's a hefty number, and I get it. The Senators team is looking better as of late, but that's a pretty hefty number here for the Sens on the road. Granted, they've won 4 games in a row in 6 of their last 7 games. They're playing better as of late, this Ottawa Senators team. They're 6-7-1 on the road this year, though. They're way better in Edmonton, and this is a Flames team that is better at home than they are on the road. They're 11-4-2 at home at the Saddle Dome this year compared to 4-7-4 on the road. They're 15-11-6 over straight up this year. And I want Calgary in this game. They're coming in off of an overtime loss against the Boston Bruins in their last game, where they gave up. They were up 3-1 heading into the third period, and then they lost that game 4-3 in overtime. I think they do step up in this game after that. And I don't want to trust the Senators on the road as minus 140 chalk. I think that's pretty simple for me as well. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab the Flames here in this spot. I'm getting plus 125 on Bet365. So yeah, sign me up. Calgary Flames plus 125 against the Ottawa Senators here. Taking a little shot at the dog here in this one. Think it's better than trusting those Hawks to win. That's fair. Yeah, seems like a Kraken spot. Beniers assist and pass. We'll move on. 3 games remaining on the card. The Edmonton Oilers and the Boston Bruins. The Oilers minus 170 favorites. Total is 6 in this game. My projections have the Oilers around minus 140 in this game, and I have this game projected for 5.76 goals. So I was hoping to see a 6.5 in this game and take a shot at the under in this one. But the bookmakers know what they're doing. They're giving us a 6 in this game. I could probably see this game being 4-2. And I think this game can land on 6 exactly. Edmonton 18-11-2 this year. They're 14-16-1 over under. They're 9-7-1 at home. The Bruins are 17-13-3. They're 17-15-1 to the over this year. 8-7-1 on the road. The Oilers are coming in off of that 6-5 loss against the Florida Panthers. I think they want to step up defensively in that game. And we've seen the one thing that concerns me, though, is I think we can see some offense from the Oilers here in this spot, because defensively, other than the one game against Vancouver, this Bruins team defensively has not been very good. So that kind of keeps me off of the under, and it's a 6. I wanted a 6.5 in this game. If they would have given me 6.5, then probably the under is worth a look in this game. But at 6, not as interested in this one. It'd be under or pass for me. Pass though. What about the under 5.5 for the last game? I don't know. Kadri anytime goal. David, Pastrnak, and Pasta 1+ goals at plus 1075. Bruins game under 6.5 minus 140. There you go. Who's in net? Probably Skinner and Swayman. Both teams had a day off. Oilers smash. These teams have been high scoring lately. Yeah, I can see that, but we'll see. The Vegas Golden Knights are taking on the Vancouver Canucks in this one here. Minus 160 for the Knights. Total of 5.5 in this game. I have this game projected at a 6, 5.96 to be exact, but I think this line should be 6, which definitely immediately gets me interested in the over in this one here. And we know Vegas is generally a decent over team at home as well. This line's now minus 180. Like, I think that's a little overpriced for the Vegas Golden Knights in this game. Vancouver, they've been a hell of a road team, 10-2-2 on the road. And that's been where you want to back the Canucks is on the road because we see them play better and they're generally better priced on the road than they are at home. They have gone to overtime in 5 of the last 10 games. So for those looking at draws, the Vegas Golden Knights, 3 of their last 10 games have needed to go past regulation. And I'm interested in taking both that and the over. Granted, the both these teams have been a little bit more lower scoring as of late, so that does concern me a little bit here. But I want the Canucks in this game at the very least, and I think this game should be a 6, so I can get 5.5 and minus 110. I'm going to take the over here as well as some plus 150 for the Vancouver Canucks. You're giving me a price like this with the Canucks team that is 10-2-2 on the road this year. They're way better on the road than they are at home. So yeah, you're giving me a nice price here with the Canucks, plus 150, and then the over 5.5 here as well in this game. I thought this line should be a 6. I can see 4-2 Canucks, something along those lines. So over 5.5, and the Canucks here at plus 150 for me. Let's see. Back to the chat. VGK played good at home, but they aren't on a back-to-back. Canucks puck line in the over 5.5. There you go. Final game on the card, the Avalanche are minus 245 favorites in the Shark Tank here in San Jose. Total 6.5 in this one. I do have this game projected for 6.35 goals, so slightly leaning towards an under in this game for me. I think in no way, shape, or form should the Avalanche be this big of road favorites. But then the next thing is you have to trust the San Jose Sharks, which the Sharks have been a little bit of a trustworthy team, a little bit. Not as of late, though. They've lost 5 of their last 6 games. Their only win was the Blues when the Blues were in a terrible spot. My worry for this would be watching for the Colorado Avalanche would be they give up too many goals. And ultimately, that actually leads me to probably where I'd like to make a move on this game. I want to take a look what it is real quick. 2.5 minus 105. Yeah, sign me up for that. San Jose Sharks team total over 2.5. That's my main concern here for the Colorado Avalanche in this game is not whether or not they'll win the game. I think they could give up goals in this one here, and I can kind of see an over, seeing the 3-3 at some point. Minus 105 for the Sharks team total over against a Avalanche team that defensively has struggled. They've given up 3.238 expected goals against over the last 10 games, and the Sharks have been able to put up some expected goals, 3.207 over the last 10. So yeah, I can see the Sharks putting up some goals in this game. So Sharks team total over 2.5 minus 105 to close out the card here for me. Let's see. Kings, Oilers, VGK, moneyline parlay plus 318. Canucks moneyline over 6.5. Avs smash. Vegas puck line. What about the under 6.5? I lean over. Under 6.5 for what? The Sharks game, I lean over. Sharks team total over 2.5. Yep. Sharks team total over 2.5, minus 110. Love it. But that is everything for today's card. 23 games combined between the NBA, the NHL, and the NFL. So that is going to wrap it up for this one. Want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.